Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk about a mindset shift that can change your life. We live in a world where comparisons are constant, where everyone seems to be looking over their shoulder to see who's ahead. But what if I told you that the secret to true happiness and success isn't about being better than someone else? It's about being better than the person you were yesterday. When you're always comparing, you lose sight of your own path. You waste energy chasing someone else's dream instead of nurturing your own. Remember this, your worth is not tied to someone else's achievements. You're running a race where the only competitor is yourself. Life is not a ladder, it's a garden. Stop climbing to the top to beat someone else and start cultivating your space. Comparison steals joy and breeds insecurity, while focusing on your growth brings peace, confidence, and fulfillment. Let's remind ourselves we're all on different timelines. Someone else's success is not your failure. Celebrate their victories, but don't let them distract you from your own. The only measure that truly matters is how much you've grown, how far you've come, and how you continue to move forward. So let go of the need to compete. Be motivated by your potential, not by someone else's achievements. Because at the end of the day, the only person who can define your success is you. Comparison is one of the easiest traps to fall into, especially in today's world. Everywhere we turn, there are reminders of what others are achieving on social media, in the workplace, or even within our circle of friends. It's almost second nature to look at someone else's life and measure it against our own. But here's the thing, comparison does more harm than good. It diminishes our ability to appreciate where we are in life and what we've already achieved. When we compare ourselves to others, we're often looking at a highlight reel, not the full story. We see someone's success, but we don't see the struggles, failures, or sacrifices they made to get there. And yet we hold ourselves to an impossible standard, forgetting that we're only human and that every journey is different. Comparison robs us of joy because it shifts our focus from gratitude to inadequacy. Instead of recognizing what we have, we focus on what we lack. It turns achievements into obligations and progress into a race. What's worse is that comparison breeds resentment, not just toward others, but also toward ourselves. It makes us feel as though we'll never be enough, no matter how much we accomplish. The truth is, you cannot truly thrive while looking over your shoulder at what someone else is doing. Growth and fulfillment come when you stay in your lane and focus on your unique goals. Instead of comparing, we should learn to celebrate both others' successes and our own progress. Each of us has our own timeline, our own challenges, and our own victories. Recognizing this is the first step to reclaiming your peace and purpose. Focusing on growth means shifting your attention from external achievements to internal progress. In a world that constantly measures success through comparisons, it can feel challenging to prioritize your journey over someone else's. Yet, this is where true empowerment lies, in the ability to recognize that your development is the only benchmark that truly matters. Growth isn't about giant leaps or monumental changes. It's about consistent, deliberate steps forward. It's about the daily decisions you make to learn, to improve, and to challenge yourself. When you focus on growth, you give yourself permission to celebrate the small wins, knowing they contribute to the bigger picture. Each new skill learned, each fear overcome, and each step taken is a testament to your resilience and determination. When we focus on growth, we redefine what success looks like. It's no longer about reaching a finish line before someone else. It's about becoming a better version of ourselves than we were yesterday. This mindset helps us shift away from external validation and teaches us to value our own effort and progress. It's liberating because it removes the pressure of keeping up with others and allows us to channel our energy into meaningful self-improvement. Growth requires self-awareness. It demands that we be honest about where we are, compassionate about our shortcomings, and motivated to move forward. This isn't always easy, especially when distractions in the form of other people's achievements surround us. But every time we redirect our focus back to our own journey, we reclaim our power and reaffirm our commitment to ourselves. The beauty of focusing on growth is that it fosters a sense of purpose. Instead of being caught up in what others are doing, we become invested in our own evolution. It's a deeply personal and fulfilling process that reminds us of our potential and the endless opportunities for improvement. Growth is not a race. It's a personal endeavor that unfolds at its own pace. It's unique to each individual, shaped by their experiences, challenges, and aspirations. When you prioritize growth, you cultivate a mindset of progress over perfection. You learn to embrace failure as part of the process, seeing it as a stepping stone rather than a setback. Each mistake becomes an opportunity to learn, and each lesson learned becomes a building block for the future. This perspective not only strengthens your resilience, but also empowers you to keep moving forward, no matter how difficult the journey may seem. In the end, focusing on growth is about trusting yourself and your path. It's about understanding that every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goals. By keeping your eyes on your own progress, you create a life filled with purpose, fulfillment, and the joy of becoming the best version of yourself. Celebrating individuality is one of the most powerful ways to embrace your unique journey and reject the pressure to conform or compete with others. Each person is a blend of experiences, talents, and perspectives that make their path in life distinct. Trying to fit into someone else's mold not only denies your authenticity, but also hinders your ability to fully express your potential. When we focus on individuality, we shift our mindset from comparison to self-acceptance. It's easy to look at others and feel that their strengths highlight our weaknesses, but the truth is, we all have qualities that set us apart. These are the qualities that enable us to make a unique impact in the world. By celebrating them, we not only honor ourselves, but also set an example for others to do the same. Your individuality is your superpower. It's the reason you bring something to the table that no one else can. Whether it's your creativity, empathy, resilience, or drive, these traits combine in ways that are entirely your own. When you celebrate them, you empower yourself to stand out rather than blend in. You stop trying to compete in spaces that weren't designed for you and start creating spaces where you can thrive. Recognizing and celebrating individuality also means letting go of the idea that there's a right way to succeed. Success doesn't have a one-size-fits-all definition, and neither does fulfillment. For some, success might look like climbing the corporate ladder. For others, it might be building a family, pursuing a passion, or simply finding peace in everyday life. Whatever it looks like for you, it's valid and worth celebrating. The beauty of individuality is that it frees you from the pressure of comparison. When you embrace your own journey, you stop feeling the need to measure yourself against others. Instead, you start appreciating the diversity of paths and the richness they bring to the world. You begin to see others' achievements not as competition, but as inspiration, proof that success comes in many forms. By celebrating your individuality, you also cultivate self-confidence. You begin to trust in your own abilities and decisions, knowing that your path is the right one for you. This confidence creates a ripple effect, encouraging others to embrace their uniqueness as well. When you stand tall in your authenticity, you inspire those around you to do the same. Moreover, embracing individuality helps you build resilience. Life is full of challenges, but when you know who you are and value your unique strengths, you're better equipped to navigate them. You stop seeking external validation and start trusting your own judgment, which makes you more adaptable and empowered to face whatever comes your way. Celebrating individuality isn't just about recognizing what makes you different. It's about appreciating how those differences contribute to the world around you. When you embrace your unique qualities, you add something valuable to every space you enter. You bring fresh ideas, perspectives, and energy that wouldn't exist without you. This is how individuality enriches not only your life, but also the lives of others. In celebrating who you are, you affirm that your journey, your struggles, and your victories matter. You remind yourself that you are enough not because you're better than someone else, but because you are authentically and unapologetically you. Life is not a ladder. And the sooner we stop treating it as one, the freer we become. The idea that life is a rigid hierarchy with winners at the top and losers at the bottom is a deeply ingrained but flawed way of thinking. It forces us into constant competition, pushing us to measure our worth based on how high we've climbed compared to others. But life isn't about reaching the top, it's about finding fulfillment in our own unique way. When we view life as a ladder, we limit ourselves to a single linear path. We assume there's only one way to succeed, one definition of achievement, and one ultimate goal we must all strive for. This perspective not only creates unnecessary pressure, but also blinds us to the endless possibilities around us. Life is far more dynamic and diverse than a ladder. It's a landscape full of opportunities to explore, grow, and create something meaningful on our own terms. The ladder mentality often leads to a toxic cycle of comparison and self-doubt. We look at those above us and feel inadequate, while looking at those below us might give us a fleeting sense of superiority. Neither of these perspectives fosters true happiness or self-worth. They keep us trapped in a system where our value is tied to external validation and our position relative to others. Breaking free from this mindset requires a shift in focus. Instead of climbing to outdo others, we should be cultivating our own space. Life is more like a garden than a ladder. Each of us has our own plot of land to tend to. Some may grow flowers, others vegetables, and some may even leave parts wild and untamed. What matters is not how our garden compares to someone else's, but how much care and effort we put into making it our own. This shift also allows us to redefine success. In the ladder mentality, success is singular and standardized, reaching the top. But when we let go of the ladder, we realize success is multifaceted and personal. It's about aligning our actions with our values, pursuing what brings us joy, and making a positive impact in ways that are meaningful to us. There's no one-size-fits-all definition, and that's the beauty of it. Viewing life as a garden also encourages collaboration rather than competition. Instead of stepping on others to get ahead, we can learn from and support one another. One person's flourishing doesn't diminish another's potential. In fact, it can inspire and enrich those around them. A thriving community of unique, vibrant gardens is far more powerful than a lonely climb to the top of a ladder. Letting go of the ladder mindset also brings peace. It allows us to stop rushing, stop comparing, and start living in the moment. When we're no longer obsessed with getting ahead, we can focus on the present, appreciating the journey instead of fixating on the destination. This doesn't mean we stop striving or setting goals. It means we pursue them with intention, joy, and a deep sense of purpose. Ultimately, life is not about beating someone else to the top. It's about embracing the richness of your own journey and creating a life that feels authentic to you. It's about tending your garden, celebrating your growth, and finding fulfillment in the everyday moments that make life beautiful. Guarding your energy is one of the most important yet overlooked aspects of living a fulfilling and purposeful life. In a world that constantly demands our attention, it's easy to find ourselves drained mentally, emotionally, and even physically by things that don't truly matter or align with our values. We often expend energy on comparisons, trying to keep up with others or chasing validation from people who might not even notice our efforts. But the truth is, your energy is precious, and how you choose to use it can make all the difference in the life you create. When you constantly worry about how you measure up to others, you're giving away your energy to something you can't control. Other people's paths are not yours to walk, and their success or failures have no bearing on your potential. Yet, by focusing on what they're doing, you distract yourself from what truly matters, your own growth and happiness. This is energy that could be spent building your dreams, nurturing your relationships, or taking care of yourself. Protecting your energy means setting boundaries not just with others, but also with yourself. It means recognizing when your thoughts and actions are draining you rather than fueling you. This might involve limiting time spent on social media if it leads to constant comparison, walking away from conversations that don't serve your growth, or saying no to commitments that leave you feeling overwhelmed. By learning to say no to what doesn't align with your goals or values, you free up space for the things that truly matter. It's also about being intentional with your focus. Energy follows attention, so where you direct your attention determines where your energy flows. If you spend all your time fixated on someone else's achievements or struggles, you're pouring your energy into their journey instead of your own. By consciously redirecting your attention to your goals, passions, and well-being, you reclaim that energy and use it to fuel your growth. Guarding your energy doesn't mean shutting yourself off from the world or ignoring others. It means being selective about what you allow into your mental and emotional space. It's about choosing positivity over negativity, self-compassion over self-criticism, and progress over perfection. This intentional approach helps you stay aligned with your values and ensures that your energy is being invested in things that truly enrich your life. Another key aspect of protecting your energy is self-care. Taking time to rest, recharge, and nurture yourself isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. When you're well rested and emotionally balanced, you have more to give to the things and people that matter. On the other hand, if you're constantly running on empty, even the smallest challenges can feel overwhelming. Prioritizing self-care isn't selfish, it's essential for maintaining the energy you need to keep moving forward. It's also important to surround yourself with people who uplift and support you. The energy of those around you has a profound impact on your own. Being in the company of positive, encouraging individuals can inspire and motivate you, while toxic or negative influences can drain your energy and hinder your progress. Choose relationships that empower you and let go of those that don't. Ultimately, guarding your energy is about understanding its value and treating it as the finite resource it is. When you're mindful of how you spend it, you become more intentional about your choices and actions. You learn to prioritize what brings you joy, fulfillment, and growth, rather than wasting energy on things that don't serve you. By protecting your energy, you create space for the life you truly want to live. Focusing on what you can control is one of the most empowering shifts you can make in life. It's easy to get caught up in the endless swirl of things outside our control, other people's opinions, the outcomes of situations, or even the circumstances we're handed. These things can consume our energy, leaving us frustrated and stuck. But when you shift your focus to what you can control, you take back your power and move forward with clarity and purpose. The first step in this process is recognizing the boundary between what is within your control and what is not. While you can't dictate how others behave, you can control how you respond. While you can't predict every twist and turn life will take, you can decide how you'll adapt. This understanding helps you channel your energy toward areas where you can actually make a difference, instead of wasting it on things you cannot change. One of the most profound things you can control is your attitude. Life will present challenges and setbacks, it's inevitable. But your perspective is entirely up to you. You can choose to see obstacles as opportunities for growth, failures as lessons, and struggles as a part of the journey. This mindset not only builds resilience, but also keeps you focused on progress rather than problems. Your actions are another area of control that holds immense power. Every decision you make shapes your path, whether it's taking small steps toward a goal, cultivating a new habit, or choosing to let go of what no longer serves you. Your actions are the foundation of the life you build. By focusing on what you can do today, no matter how small, you set the stage for meaningful progress. Equally important is your ability to control your time and energy. You have the power to decide where to invest these finite resources. By setting boundaries, prioritizing what matters most, and letting go of distractions, you create space for growth and fulfillment. This not only helps you stay focused, but also ensures that your efforts are aligned with your values and goals. Your mindset and beliefs also fall within your realm of control. The way you see yourself, your abilities, and your potential shapes how you approach life. By nurturing self-belief and challenging limiting thoughts, you create a mental environment that fosters confidence and motivation. This doesn't mean ignoring difficulties, but it does mean choosing to focus on solutions rather than dwelling on problems. Focusing on what you can control also brings a sense of calm and balance. When you stop trying to manage the uncontrollable, you free yourself from unnecessary stress and anxiety, instead of feeling overwhelmed by the unpredictability of life. You find peace in knowing that you're doing your best with what's within your reach. This mindset doesn't mean ignoring the impact of external factors. Instead, it's about acknowledging them without letting them dictate your actions or your sense of worth. It's about finding strength in the choices you can make, even in the face of uncertainty or adversity. Ultimately, focusing on what you can control empowers you to live with intention. It shifts your attention from what's happening to you to what you can do about it. This shift is transformative, allowing you to create a life that feels authentic, purposeful, and aligned with who you truly are. In conclusion, the journey to embracing your own path is not about being better than others, but about being better for yourself. It's about understanding that life is a deeply personal experience, unique to each of us, and that true fulfillment comes from honoring your own story, timeline, and energy. By letting go of comparisons, focusing on what you can control, and celebrating your individuality, you empower yourself to live a life of authenticity, purpose, and strength. Remember, the only competition you need to worry about is the one with yourself, where the goal is simply to become the best version of who you already are. So trust your journey, own your power, and always keep moving forward, because the best is yet to come.